This episode is brought to you by our patrons. Thank you so much for being a patron. And if you're not one and you'd like to become a patron, just jump on over to patreon.com/LunchTimeTechTalk. Now, on with our show.
What's up, bro?
Oh, nothing.
Yeah?
Extra long weekend for me.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Your marriage is legally allowed to vote now.
It is. 18 years old.
Yep. Good for you guys.
Yeah.
That's what I had to say off the top of the show.
Oh, well, thank you.
I just want to say happy anniversary. But
I
didn't want to write it in there and forget.
Well, you put it in the show notes as I have something to say at the top of the show. And I'm like,
okay.
What could this be? Well, thank you.
It's ominous. Yeah.
So it was the 4th of July weekend.
It was.
I went to 2 4th of July celebrations. That was fun. Although Sunday I woke up exhausted.
Sure.
And didn't get my run in that I've been trying to do. So I did that last night. But I did do something that I hadn't done before. I rode with another YouTuber on Friday, I believe.
That's right, you did.
Yeah. There was actually another guy there too, but he's not a YouTuber. He's just somebody who watches the channel, which was really, really cool.
Yeah.
But it was interesting riding with another YouTuber guy. So he was really nice. His channel's The Lifted Adventures on Instagram.
Did you guys YouTube out like crazy while you were there?
No.
Did you just ride?
We just rode. We recorded. He said he got good footage. My footage is not.
It's not good?
I'm not really happy with my POV footage lately, Chad.
Is it the camera itself?
I'm starting to think it's a combination of two things. The camera and the chest mount.
Okay.
There is another chest mount called the Stuntman.
Yeah.
Which is
Stuntman.
Which is bigger.
Uh-huh.
And supposedly has less like bounce to it, so the stabilizer or the gimbal doesn't have to work as hard.
Uh-huh.
And I think I need to try that first.
Yeah.
I have these plans to buy a new GoPro. Like my whole goal of YouTube money coming in is to buy a GoPro to replace my current one, because my current one is a 4. It's a good one to video with, but we'll see what happens in the fall when the 9 comes out.
Your stuff is a little pixelated sometimes.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's YouTube doing that, because whenever I look at the footage on my iPad, it's 4K.
And it looks fine.
It looks fine.
What in the world?
So, I don't know, I'm sure you know this, but YouTube has been streaming at 480 resolution. 480p, like by default.
Yeah.
And they're not defaulting it to 1080p or 4K.
Yeah.
Which makes the picture look pretty bad. And I don't know how to correct it, because some people just have good footage. And I don't understand why some people's footage is good at 480 and mine's not, and they can be recording with the same camera.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
WTF, mate?
I know. Anyways, what'd you do?
Well, we took a trip to Kansas City to a veteran cemetery, which is where both my wife's parents are buried. It's the first time we've been there since the kids were born. Like, we've made a few trips to Kansas City, but it's another like 40 minutes outside, and so usually we're either seeing family or seeing friends and talk about it. Like, okay, well, by the time we get around to, okay, we're ready to head home, like, you don't want to go 40 away and then do the 3.5 hours home,
right?
You know? And so Friday we woke up and we had talked about potty training, and we just said, you know what? No.
Didn't happen this weekend?
No. And so we went for a short drive, and we were like, well, why don't we do that today? Like, it's a veteran cemetery. They're going to be, like, all the flags are going to be out for the 4th, all that stuff. Like, let's go see your parents.
Yeah.
And so we drove up there. Due to COVID, no flags, because it takes a large group of people to put those out. And so they didn't do it for Memorial Day. They're not doing it, or didn't do it for Independence Day. So we missed that, but it was still good to go. And so took some pictures. We took outfits for the kids. So yeah, it was a good day. Friday.
Good.
It was good just not to be at work.
Yeah.
If I can say that.
You can say that. I say that every day I'm not at work.
Saturday was something else. So we had good days all 3 days, but Saturday, which was the actual 4th of July, we didn't quite get the kids down on time. So they've been pushing a little bit later. It was about 8 when we got them down. They took their normal, 45 minutes to try to fall asleep. It was dusk. The boom boom started going off. We sat outside for a little bit. I ended up pulling up the camera, and my son is just sitting at the edge of the crib, just wailing.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, let's go get them, and we'll bring them outside, and maybe they'll enjoy looking at it. Right? And so we brought them outside.
Which is a 50-50 chance with young kids.
Sure.
They may love them, or they may be terrified.
Emma was all about it.
Yeah.
No matter what it was, she was just like, oh, wow, like jaw dropped, verbal. My son was watching. He had stopped crying because I had him. And a few went off, and he was like, oh, okay. And then one of those ones that's just a sound and nothing else, which what's the point of those?
Those are exciting.
I hate those
I
so
love
much.
them.
I've always hated them. I don't like loud stuff, though.
I love it.
And so one of those goes off 2 houses down, and he just instantly bawling again. Huge tears.
This is where he got it, Chad. You don't like those?
No, I hate
He
loud
doesn't
stuff.
like those.
Yeah.
What's your wife think of them?
She doesn't like them either. So it's both of us.
Okay.
So we tried to sit out there for probably not even 5 minutes, and then we went inside and we turned on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and everybody settled down. Then my son ends up going to the window. We're kind of on that T, and so he can see straight up the street, and he's watching them go off.
Yeah.
He's going, ooh, colors. Oh, boom, boom, colors. And just jabbering up a storm. And so I went and I grabbed a chair and I sat down and I sat him on my lap, and he just leaned back. For like an hour, we watched fireworks out the window.
Yeah.
And he was totally good with that.
Yeah.
But he didn't
like the scary one.
Yeah. We needed the muffling of the house.
Yeah.
And he was totally good with it.
Yeah.
And so around 11, we put them down, that's crazy. So they normally go to bed at 7. They went to bed at 11.
Yeah, it's a late night.
They slept till 8:30 Sunday morning and Monday morning, and took a great nap yesterday.
Nice.
So yeah, they're still catching up.
But
yeah, it was good.
Nice.
It was good.
Nice. Yeah, I like the 4th of July. Lexi told me, she goes, I actually like 4th of July better than Christmas. And she goes, the only thing that would make Christmas better is if you had fireworks.
There you go. I have noticed more and more lately. I don't know if people are like saving them or if they're ordering them online, but like it feels like every holiday has fireworks now somewhere. Like I can hear them in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so
maybe they go to that one that's off of the interstate.
Maybe.
And buy their fireworks year round.
Year round.
Well, cool. So this week I wanted to talk about WatchOS 7 and some of the features. So this just goes along with our continued what happened at WWDC thing in a little bit more depth.
Sick.
Got anything?
No.
All right. I say nice.
Yeah.
I say we talk about WatchOS 7 then.
Let's do it. Welcome back to Lunchtime Tech Talk. I'm Chad.
And I'm Mike.
Yeah, so we talked last week just about Apple Watch in general.
Yeah.
I bought my wife a Series 3.
Nice.
For a very early birthday present.
Yeah, like how early?
Her birthday's in October.
Okay.
It's at least this year.
Hey, you made it in the year.
Yeah, right? And so it was funny. I ordered it basically as soon as you and I finished recording. I ordered it, and it was supposed to get here on Thursday, which is when our episode comes out.
Yeah.
Laura has yet to listen to an episode of our podcast because she's a teacher, so she can't listen at work.
Yep.
And like her commute is really short. Like she doesn't do podcasts.
And it doesn't seem like it would fit in like her genre of likes.
Sure.
I don't know.
Sure.
I mean, my wife is not into technology.
I'll tell you
I don't know
what,
if yours is.
It doesn't really fit into my realm of likes, but I've kind of shoehorned it in there.
You're suckered into it.
I know, right? But she called me I get off work at 4:30. She called me at 4:30, and she's like, "Hey, so I was thinking maybe I'd get Apple Watch Series 3 GPS, not cellular." And I go,
"Whoa, that's very specific."
"Really? What made you decide on that?" And she goes, "Well, I was listening to this podcast."
Oh my
And I was
God.
like, "Oh my gosh, you listened?"
Are you serious?
And she goes, "Yeah, I listened." And I go, "Okay."
Awesome.
I go, "Okay, well, let's talk about it more tonight." Because I had it literally sitting on my desk, just waiting to take it home and give it to her.
That is so crazy, Chad.
Yeah.
Like the odds of her listening to that one.
Right. Well, I told her, because her and I had been talking about it. And I go, who knows? Maybe this tech podcast that I know about, maybe they'll talk about it this week.
Okay.
And so
there's a little bit of baiting.
Yeah, she had her eye out for it.
That's hilarious.
But she took the kids on a walk and put a headphone in and was listening while she went for a walk with them. I'll tell you what, this is one of the happiest purchases I've made in a while.
Wow.
Like, she has totally bought into like the closing of the rings, and it's not even like she had to make huge changes. It's just these little subtle nudges.
Yeah.
And so like when she gets the alert for stands, she'll be like, "Oh, gotta stand up. I'll just, I'll walk around the kitchen and come back," or what,
Yeah.
It's just these little things.
That's
and I was like, that's totally what Apple is. It's these little just nudges.
Yeah, it's like it can integrate into your life quickly.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it, I think, popular.
Right.
Is that people find it easy to do.
Yeah.
And you can do more with it than what you can do more or less with it, right? So you don't have to do everything. Like you're not set to do exercise. Some people don't exercise.
Sure.
Some people do exercise.
Sure.
Maybe this will nudge people to exercise.
Well,
or maybe they just want it to show the time in their calendar stuff.
Right. And depending on just how active you are, like that exercise ring, it can be whatever you want it to be.
Yep.
Like, it's I don't know.
And you don't even have to see
each
that.
person. Yeah, sure.
Which is really nice. Like if you buy like a Fitbit or whatever, that's the focus, right? The focus is the fitness part of it. Apple Watch, fitness is a huge aspect of it, but you can totally hide that and ignore it and just
have a computer on your wrist.
Have the phases of the moon on there.
Sure.
Or whatever you're into.
Sure.
Which that's really cool. I'm glad she's got it. I'm glad she's excited about it. And I'm interested to see what she thinks as she moves forward with it. Because there is a lot to it that you can do, and I'll be curious to see what she finds like the most exciting, like in a month. Like what she's like surprised about. Like I didn't even think I would be able to do this with this type of thing.
Yeah.
So
on to WatchOS 7.
Yeah. So good news for her.
Yeah.
She can update to WatchOS 7 in the fall.
Boom.
These are some of the features that she will get. So for years and years and years, people have talked about, why doesn't Apple have sleep tracking? Why don't they have sleep tracking? Well, they're finally putting sleep tracking in with this like sleep app that they're developing. And we talked about this a little bit in the original WWC podcast, but basically they're going to have sleep tracking on this to where you can wear your watch and it'll give you information on how much you've slept. Not really a lot to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot to it, but That's what that is. I mean, it's a neat feature to add. If you wanted sleep tracking, it's going to be built in. You don't have to worry about a third-party app. It'll do things for you, like give you like whenever you wake up, it'll give you like your information on your battery life and suggest that you should charge it. And I think it's going to have like its own little app. Like maybe it's going to be in that bedtime app. I'm not really sure exactly how that's going to work. But I think that this is just like it's being given to watch Series 3, 4, 5, and I believe that the new version 6 is probably going to have some special chip or something in it for extra tracking stuff.
Sure.
Because that's kind of a big feature that they put off for a long time, and it'll be exciting to see in the fall when they announce the new watch if they have a reason why they waited so long.
Yeah.
And it's probably because they wanted to wait till they had the new watch that could do something even crazy. But so that's coming to the watch. Now this one is kind of timed perfect for this whole COVID thing. And apparently they've been working on this for a couple of years. Hand washing app.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So apparently it will sense when the water's running, sense when you got the motion of your hands going, and it starts a little timer. I think it's 20 seconds, and it counts down.
That is what the CDC recommends.
Is that what it's? Okay. Yeah. If that's what it is. So it counts down as you're washing your hands.
Okay.
And then if you don't, it announces really loud, "This guy's full of germs." No, kidding. It doesn't do that. But it'll buzz your wrist whenever you've completed it.
Gotcha.
So whenever you use that, you can have that on or off. If you are using that and you fail to do it and people see it,
they'll know.
Just be warned, you may be judged. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I have already noticed around work, like there was a while there, because most of our bathrooms have 2 sinks side by side. Like for a while there, everybody got super serious about their hand washing, and I have noticed lately that the washing has gotten drastically shorter. Back to not. I would say back from what it was. I would say not to pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, hey, my hands are wet. Cool, I did it.
Yeah.
Like they're still using soap, but it's gotten a lot shorter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't paid attention. I have noticed a lot of like hand sanitizer around everywhere.
Yes.
Like all over the place.
There is that.
One other thing, this was actually in WatchOS 6, the noise app that would basically alert you whether or not your environment was like loud. But I guess they're expanding the capabilities of it to earbuds and headphones. So if you're playing like a podcast or music on your watch and you have your headphones in, it could pop up a thing that says, hey, you should turn down the volume.
You listen to this way too loud.
Yeah, you could potentially be causing damage to your ears. Which, that's cool. Yeah. Anything to help people in the long run, because hearing's one of those things that generally you're like, whatever, I'm going to listen to this music really loud, like teenager style.
Yeah.
And then you get into your 30s and 40s and you're like, what?
What, huh? If you can, you can hear.
So they also are expanding on their fitness stuff that we had talked about. So they're...
Hold on. Mm-hmm. Go back to...
All right.
Go back to the sound thing. My AirPods... my left one is louder than my right one because there's something wrong with the speaker in my right one.
Mm-hmm.
Does it know how loud the sound is that it's producing, or does it just know where you have the volume selected? Because if I only have my right one in, I turn them shits way up. Because it's broken. And if it's just my left one in, or if I have both in, I don't have to have it as loud.
So that's going to be interesting. I wonder...
Like, surely it doesn't know how loud the sound is that's being produced. It just knows where your level is.
I would say for regular headphones and AirPods 2 and AirPods 1, that would be the case. It would just be a volume type thing.
Yeah.
Unless if there's some feedback type thing. But with AirPods Pro, since it can actually listen to itself,
I'm
wondering if that's going to be like an actual, hey, this is actually this loud.
Oh.
So I don't know. They're super smart. They'll figure it out.
Interesting.
Yeah. That'll be. I haven't heard if that's actually the case, but to me, that's like, if it can listen to see if my ear is sealed, it can probably tell me how loud it is.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So the fitness app, I guess it's going to receive a little bit of redesign, and they're including dance.
Just dance, gonna be okay. That kind of dance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that dance. I know I'm going to use it all the time.
Well, yeah.
I am a dancing machine. Functional strength training, core training, and cool down, which I like the cool down option, because right now if I go for a run and I have like a quarter mile left to walk
in, yeah,
I switch it to walk, and I would like to switch it to cool down.
Sure.
Because to me, that's what it really is. Like I don't track my walks. Right now I have in the past, but right now I don't. So it's like putting it as a walk. Really, it's really just a cool down for myself.
I like that. Like if you've ran, I don't know, if you've ran an 8:30 for 3 miles. Mm-hmm. And you've got a quarter mile in, like even if you drop it down to like a 10-minute mile and you're just jogging, because I would like that to show up as something other than like my run that I averaged an 8:30 on. Yeah. Because it knocks your average back.
Now I do believe you have to switch it over to cool down.
That's fine.
But it would be cool down.
Now see, that wouldn't have worked if we weren't together.
Yeah.
It would have never synced up.
It would be awesome if they actually had like a detection. So like say I was running like an 8:30 and then I started walking and I was at a 14 or a 15-minute pace. Yeah. And it detected like say within 20 seconds, hey, do you want to do this as a cool down? And gave you that option. Yeah. Or you could set it to where, okay, after so many seconds or after so many minutes, ask me if I want to do a cool down. Yeah. You know, like you maybe set it up to where you could set the parameters for it. Because some people won't want to set it as a cool down because maybe they might be doing run walk type stuff. Sure. So. Yeah. So yesterday I went for a run. Ooh. First one since I didn't crack my ribs. Yeah. How'd that go? It was hard. It was hot. I did it at lunch. Yeah. It was hot, and I did about 2 1/4, 2 1/3 miles, and then I was like, I'm gonna walk it the rest of the way in. Yeah. So basically from the bridge on Kimbrew, I walked the rest of the way back, and I turned my run off, and I thought about starting a walk, but I didn't. Right. Ended up doing some strength work at Central. Nice. On the benches there. But anyway. Yeah. Yeah, like I could have let it all be one activity and had the cool down part. Yeah. But I didn't want my run, quote unquote, messed up. Right. Because you're tracking runs. Right. You don't want, whenever you're like, okay, I'm done, it's not like you're doing intervals. Right. If you're doing intervals, then you want that average, right? Right. Because I mean, that's the realistic distance. Because that's what you are doing. Yeah. But if you're just running and you're like, I want to do a cool down now for a quarter mile, then that shouldn't be counted as your run. I agree. So, I guess with the redesign, they're going to include daily activity, workouts, awards, and activity trends on one summary page instead of several tabs. So it'll make it more concise and easier to look at on the watch, which is pretty cool. The other thing is Apple Maps. We talked about this. The cycling routes are going to be able to be you can choose from them and actually have them buzz on your wrist right on the watch. So if you wanted to do a cycling route, you could basically say, I want to go to this point on your watch, and then it would pull up multiple cycling routes and give you the distance, the time, if there's bike lanes, if it's a busy road, all that stuff. So you could pick from the different ones. So that is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the biggest ones. Let me see here. Oh, the other big thing is, and we talked about this a little bit, is the watch face sharing. So let's say you get a watch and you go home.
Let's say I do.
Let's say you do. And you go home and your wife has her watch on and you're like, I really like that watch face. Well, she can share it with you. Where before you'd have to actually go in and look at hers and be like, okay, which complications did you use? What color is it? Yeah. All that stuff. And then also apparently there's going to be stuff like put out by like Nike and potentially other websites that if they've created a watch face that they can put it online and share it, and you can basically grab the watch screen share from there and have that particular watch face, and then it'll suggest, if you don't have that app installed that's on that watch face, it'll suggest that you download it.
Yeah.
So that's WatchOS 7, and I think it's gonna be pretty neat. I mean, the big thing was the sleep tracking, obviously.
Yeah. So we've talked about it at least once on the show, but maybe a couple of times. I thought that it was already a thing.
Yeah.
And so Thursday when she got the watch, I said, most people charge it overnight. And she goes, oh, well, then how will I track my sleep? And I go, I mean, I guess you could just pick a different time of day. You're home all day. Like, if you want to pick a different time to charge it, do that. And so she wore it overnight. And then the next morning she was like, so how do I find my sleep stuff? And I was like, I don't know. I've never had one of these.
Yeah. No,
but it doesn't have it yet.
It doesn't. You have to download a third-party app right now, like Sleep++. But it'll be here in the fall.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's all I have. Do you want to do some crazy tech?
Yeah, let's do some crazy tech.
All right.
This tech's so crazy. Talking about the latest things. From the iPad Air to Samsung and the rest there. As we're talking tech and the new stuff that's on deck. Musk sends out a tweet. His son's name is Crazy, and California says that can't be.
You're back.
I'm back.
That was good. Yes. I missed the music mix-in. That was good.
Thanks, buddy.
Man, that was good. You threw in Elon Musk.
I got Musk. I got the iPad. I got a dig on Samsung. I think we nailed it.
I think you did. Amazing. I'm going to go first.
Okay.
So, you've heard of TikTok?
I have heard of TikTok, mostly through Facebook, or not Facebook, through YouTube.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah. So it's huge with the younger crowd.
The youngs.
The youngs. Some olders. I have a TikTok account now, but I might not have one in a little while.
Why's that?
It might get banned. So
your account or the whole app?
The whole app from the United States of America.
Why?
Apparently,
all it is dance videos.
Yes, that's what it seems like.
Is it a porn site?
No, it's not. Okay. So Huawei.
Yeah.
Huawei is banned from selling in the United States because essentially Huawei is owned by the Chinese government.
Sure.
And the Chinese government is communist, and the United States is like kind of butting heads with them. I mean, yeah, there's a lot going on there, right?
I mean,
there's a lot.
The China-U.S. relationship historically always been a little tenuous.
Yeah. So apparently TikTok is in the same boat. Like it's a Chinese company, and pretty much from what I have heard, if you're a Chinese company, you are intertwined with the government, like big time. Sure. And we're talking about an app that uses your microphone and uses your camera and can capture data and send it over to the Chinese servers. And other countries apparently have been already banning it.
Really?
India banned it. Jeez. India put a ban on it. So,
there you go.
Yeah. So India can't. I guess you can't get it in India anymore. I think there's a few other. Oh, they pulled out of Hong Kong. So yeah.
Well, what will the kids do?
They'll go to YouTube. That's what they'll do.
They'll come back.
I'm sure Google is pushing hardcore for this.
Right. Sure.
So apparently, Secretary of State Mike
Pompeo.
Pompeo, is that how you say it?
Pompeo.
I'm not a volcano.
Pompeii.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the one that froze everybody in
Mount
time.
Mount Vesuvius hit Pompeii.
Okay.
The town.
Okay. So
they got ashed in.
Yeah, big time.
Big time.
Secretary of State Mike Volcano. Basically, in an interview, said, "Is this app going to be banned from the U.S.?" And he goes, "It's possible."
Huh?
So
a strong maybe.
A strong maybe, but this has come up multiple times, and now other countries are banning it. So it's like even more. So, let's see.
With respect to Chinese apps on people's cell phones, the United States will get this one right too.
Yeah.
2 implies that they've gotten it right other times, but I don't know of other apps that have been banned.
Exactly. I mean, I know that apps get banned.
Sure.
But I think
they let that face aging app from Russia go through, so you would think.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that apps get banned all the time, right? For security reasons and whatnot. We just don't know about them because they're not the second biggest app in the world. And
is it really?
It is right behind YouTube for the most watch time of any other thing. So, yeah. So, I mean, they basically compared it to, there was problems with Huawei, and this is on the same lines. And it's just kind of interesting. The Mike Volcano guy basically said, they asked him, should Americans download this social media app? And his response was, only if you want your private information in the hands of the Chinese Communist Party.
Well, there you go.
So they are hardcore.
They are all about it. And by all about it, I mean not about it at all.
Exactly. So I think it's crazy. Like, I don't think it's crazy that it could be banned because of that potential. Because I think that they'll probably have a good reason to do that. Because there's just I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that we don't know that goes on behind the scenes. But it's crazy in the fact that this is a huge application that could get banned from the United States. I just wonder what that's going to do. Like, I think it's like people, I know my kids will be like, what the heck? And I'll be like, well,
what the heck? I used to have this thing and now I don't.
Don't know what to tell you.
What will I do for 15 seconds at a time?
The American version of TikTok will come out. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're working on the American version of TikTok called
Blip Blop.
Yep. Snip Snap. I don't know.
They're still gonna call it TikTok, but it'll just be TICK. They're gonna fully spell it out, and it'll be 20 seconds because it's that percentage longer.
What they'll probably do is they'll probably call it like YouTube clips.
Probably.
Yeah. Because I'm sure Google is like pushing hardcore for this.
Google doesn't care. TikTok's on YouTube anyway.
I know, but I would bet that they want more viewers.
Yeah.
And I know that my oldest daughter is on TikTok a lot more than she is on YouTube. My youngest isn't on TikTok anymore, but she gets on YouTube to watch TikToks. So
there you go.
What's your crazy tech?
Interesting. I'd like to just say something before I get into my crazy tech.
Okay.
I saw a tweet from Mr. Beast over the weekend.
Okay.
And it just said, Dear any company in the United States, please give me a lot of money. I have a great idea, but it's super expensive.
Should I try that same thing? See what happens?
And then, as a thread, he put, Also, I'd like to do that free car lot thing again. So if someone would send me like 100 cars, I'd really appreciate it. And I'm like,
somebody will probably do it.
People could just do that. But I can't remember who it was. Some computer tech company responded to him that makes like headsets for gaming and that sort of thing. And they said DM us, we're interested. And I'm like, oh my gosh. He can just...
That's advertisement, man.
Exactly. I mean, that was part of his tweet, too. Like, if just give me a lot of money, it's really expensive, but it's going to be fun, and you'll get your name out there.
And honestly, a gaming headset company is, like, ideal for Mr. Beast's following.
Sure.
I'm sure there's a lot of gamers that watch Mr. Beast.
Right. So my actual crazy tech is Ford. I don't know why Actually, I do know why I keep talking about Ford. They keep doing crazy things, and Robin Hood Snacks talks about it. They currently have a Ford Escape hybrid that gets up to 37 miles per gallon. But they're coming out with a plug-in hybrid. So PHEV, plug-in hybrid EV, that is going to get an EPA rated 100 miles per gallon E. That's big doings.
That is. How big is the gas tank, they say?
11 point something.
Ooh, that's a big gas tank.
Yeah.
Because mine
is... they're rating it... Hold on, let me make sure I'm... Okay. Different... Hold on. You talk.
Yeah, so my Volt is only a 9-gallon tank, but pretty much it wants you to fill up around 7.5.
Right.
That's used. So, and
this is a car versus an SUV too.
That one's an SUV.
Yeah, the Escape's an SUV.
Oh, it is. I was thinking of the little car, the Focus.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's cool.
Because it's a hybrid, it has a larger battery pack,
Mm-hmm.
and they're saying that it can travel up to 37 miles just on the charge alone. But it has a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine, puts out 200 horsepower, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, EPA rated 530 miles.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So they're saying 10 to 11 hours on a standard 110-volt outlet, or 3.5 hours on a 2,240-volt line. Not 2,000. On a level 2, 240-volt line.
Yeah. I followed you, but
you knew what
good recovery.
Yeah. It'll have 3 trim packages starting at $33,000.
Okay, I want to say something about this.
Yeah, let's do it.
That is essentially an SUV Volt.
Yeah.
So and that's kind of crazy because this type of technology was kind of like going away, but it's a good way, in my mind, it's a very, very good way to get somebody into an electric vehicle that is afraid of range anxiety. For one, you've got a 500-mile tank, which is insane.
Right.
I mean, most vehicles do not get 500 miles in one tank of gas.
Right. So, when I first fill up my Outback, it will tell me that it's good for 510, and I've never gotten 510.
That's big. That's really big.
That's a 19-gallon tank.
Oh, that's a huge tank.
Yeah.
That's bigger than my wife's SUV's tank. Wow. Yeah. So my Volt, whenever it first came out, it was like 48 to 50 miles, I think, on the battery, and, several hundred with the gas. But as years go on, my battery has gotten a little bit less. So I am probably getting, on a nice day where I'm not using the air conditioner or the heater, maybe 40 miles on my electric, maybe a little bit more depending on how aggressive I drive. So that's what that seems like that's the equivalent of. But you're driving an SUV and you're getting like 37 miles on the battery, and then your gas engine can kick in for the remainder of it. So most of your daily trips will pretty much almost all be covered by the electric.
Right.
Yeah. You might have to use a little bit of gas each day.
Right.
But it sounds like it's very fuel efficient.
So yeah, for me, my one way to work is 12 or 14 miles, depending on if I go highway or straight up Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I'd be using a little bit of gas each day, but the biggest part of my drive would be all on that plug-in, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Very cool. I love seeing this type of stuff come out. And Ford is really going all out. I mean, they're really trying to push it.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea where I saw the size of the gas tank. So probably disregard that 11 point whatever that I said.
I would bet you're right, though, because if it's 500 miles, it's got to be a decent sized gas tank. And of course, that car's very fuel efficient. So, but cool, yeah, crazy tech.
Cool, crazy tech.
Good job, Ford.
Good job,
Can't wait
Ford.
to see some of this stuff on the road instead of just talked about, you know?
Right.
So, well, that's all I have for the week. Dad, you got anything else?
That is also all that I have.
Okay.
Yep.
Should we tell them where they can find us?
Yes, we should.
Okay.
You can find us on all the social 11.2 gallons.
Oh.
Huzzah.
Ooh, you were right. Nice.
It's right there at the top of the search page when you search for it.
Of course.
Gosh, I knew I saw it somewhere. You can find us all over social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram at Lunchtime Tech Talk. We're on Twitter at Lunchtime Tech T1. Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. We've got a website, www.lunchtimetechtalk.com. There you can browse show notes and listen to old episodes and send us an email or click on the link to the side that says Patreon, and it'll take you to our Patreon page. And there's nothing there for you unless you want to donate $1. And then you can see a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
We got tech bites and unreleased episodes.
Yep.
And that sort of stuff. And it's just a nice way to say thank you for putting out this tent each week.
Yeah. Every week.
If you like my songs, give me $1.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you go to a piano bar and leave $1 in the jar?
Sure.
It's a tip.
I might leave 5. I don't know.
Look at this guy.
It'd have to be
That's
a
a
couple
lot.
of drinks.
You have to be 3 or 4 in. You can find us also on YouTube and not on TikTok. And maybe no one on TikTok soon enough.
Possible.
But you can find me
on GlipGlop.
On GlipGlop. You can find me on Facebook right now, Twitter, Instagram, Weight Watchers, Snapchat at MSUMac or Chad Blakey. That's MSUMACC. Mike, where you at?
You can find me on runbikemike.com.
Yeah.
Just go there, click, whatever you want to click on.
Just right click everything at the top and open in a new tab so that he gets page views.
Yeah, there you go. Good idea.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, runbikemike.com. All my links are there.
RizzyBusyMizzy.com.
Whoa. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure if I promote that.
You know, there used to be a rule in at least TV, but maybe all of film entertainment. If you said a website, it had to be a real thing. And the only reason that I know this is true is I used to watch Conan when he was still on network TV before he went to TBS. And he said something flippant, I think in his monologue about, just go to, chimpanzee.com or whatever it was. And the next night he came on and he was like, so apparently if you say a website, it has to be a thing. So we bought whatever it was, and here's what you can see on there.
That's hilarious. That is funny.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think that's all we've got for this week, but I'm going to throw something out there.
Hey.
We've got Lunchtime Tech Talk stickers.
We do.
And if you've already won a
T-shirt. Stay out of my mention.
you can't win this sticker. So I like the idea you had about putting it at the end of the episode. See if people keep listening. And if you want a Lunchtime Tech Talk sticker, the first person who contacts Chad through his DMs, because I don't look at Twitter, but Chad does.
I look at it all.
He does.
Well, I'm the least likely to see it on Instagram. So if you go through Instagram, message Mike, and we'll compare timestamps.
Yes. So first person to contact one of us, we'll send you a Lunchtime Tech Talk sticker in the U.S.
Okay.
I don't know how much it would be to mail.
To ship a 1/4 inch square. No, how big are they? They're 3 inches,
3
aren't they?
inches, yeah. Yeah. So
a 3.5 inch square overseas is probably like $8.
Yeah, I'm willing to put a regular U.S. postage stamp on. So if you listen to this and you
made it to the end,
even if you listen to this 3 weeks from now, just message, because you never know. This is deep into the episode at this point. We have rambled for like 10 minutes.
A, you never know. And B, I want to know.
Yeah.
Did you get to the end?
The very end.
Even if you don't want a sticker, message.
Yeah.
Just so I know.
Yeah. Warms our hearts.
Yeah. I feel like all of a sudden this is the end of a zombie movie when we're like, beep, 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 beep. Is there anyone out there? Okay, switch channels. Beep, 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 beep. Is there anyone out there?
I tell you what, Chad, we will find out.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's it. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.